Alrighty, we are going to discuss how we can use the goal-seek function. Now, the goal-seek function is a fantastic tool that helps you back into certain numbers when you're missing data, or will help you find what you need rather than doing 1,000 different iterations. For example, say we have a situation where we are compounding monthly. Okay, and for 2 years, that's our N, 2 years. Let's just do N, and our annual interest rate, let's just go with that 5% that we already have in there. Annual, let's be more specific, annual rate, 5%. Okay, and what we want at the end of the 2 years is $2,000. Now, what we could do is we could easily just do the time value of money, and we could put in the 20,000 as our future value, and then solve for present value. We have all that data. But what we want to know is how much we're paying in interest per cash flow, how much our balance is per cash flow. And so by doing that, it actually kind of complicates things. Now let's go ahead and we are going to just put 0 here. Let's go ahead and highlight these, and we're going to drop it down because remember, we're compounding monthly, so 12, 2 years, which means we need to have 24 cash flows. So I've already gone ahead and inserted the extra cells. Just copy and paste coming down, and we're gonna settle these through. Now, before, when we created the template, remember we locked in the interest rate, the periodic interest rate. And if you see here, when we copied and pasted, so for example, on this example 2, let's look at our formula. We're gonna go, and we locked in C3. See how it's locked in at the original problem? We need to make sure for this problem 2, let's come here. Problem 2, we need to make that adjustment for C15, okay, and lock it in for C15. So yes, you can copy and paste, but make sure that any absolute reference cells are adjusted as well. And then we just need to carry this through down here so it's not figuring off of the interest rate in a different problem. So let's come back down here. Let's make sure that we're figuring off the correct cells. I did add in this template, just so that we can paint a better picture, 2 other items. I added the annual interest rate, I added the compounding periods, and then for the periodic interest, I'm just taking those 2 former cells, the annual interest rate and compounding periods, and I'm dividing them by dividing the annual by the compounding periods to get the periodic interest rate, which is 0.417% for this problem. Now we have the target of $20,000. Let's actually go ahead and move this target down below. Control X for cut, and we'll paste because that is our target. And just to make sure that we're talking about dollars here, let's just go ahead and format that in dollars. Okay, just so that we're not losing track. Okay, so that's our target. We have interest rate, we have our periodic interest rate, that's fine. We know that we have 2 years, that's fine. But we don't know what our deposit is going about it this way. So that's where goal-seek comes into play. So first we're gonna highlight the cell, and we're gonna go to data. Highlight the cell that we know the monetary value, the target we're trying to hit. We don't know what we need to deposit based off this calculation. So we're gonna go to what if analysis. So under the data in your ribbon toolbar up here, under data, select what if analysis, and you'll have 3 options. Scenario manager, goal seek, data table. We're gonna hit goal seek, and it'll bring up this prompt. And it says set cell, okay, at the end of our cash flow to 20,000. We know that at the end of 2 years, we want 20,000, okay? by changing this cell right here. So it's going to work backwards for us. Okay, now for GoalSeek to function, you have to have calculations already in cells because it's going to work the calculations backwards to get to the cells. It's going to go through several iterations, hundreds if not thousands of iterations in an instant for you. But for it to do that, it has to be able to use the formulas in these cells. So if you don't have any formulas in your cells, GoalSeek will not function. But since we created the template, we have our balance, plus the interest from the first cash flow, finding the new balance, and so it's going to be able to work its way back. We'll go ahead and hit OK, and watch it. Did you see how it did its iterations and worked its way backwards? And it found the deposit we need to do today for us. So pretty cool tool to use GoalSeek.